Okay, specimen paper 1. All right. Computer science, paper 1, computer systems, specimen paper. So a school network has several computers. Each computer in the network has a media access control MAC address. Hexadecimal is used for MAC addresses. Part of MAC address is given 975C E1. Each pair of digits is stored as binary in an 8-bit register. Complete the binary register for 2 pairs, 97 and 5C. So let us solve it. Now that we know that this is in hexadecimal part, to convert the hexadecimal digits to binary, we need to follow these steps. Convert each hexadecimal digit like 9 and 7 to its 4-bit binary equivalent. All right. Combine the binary equivalents to form the 8-bit register. Let's convert it. Let's convert it. Then. Okay. All right. So let's convert it. 9 in hexadecimal is 1001 and 7 in hexadecimal is 1245. 1, 2, 4, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this is 7. So we combined it. It has become 9. This is 9, and this is 7. So this is hexadecimal representation in 8 bits binary. Similarly, we have got 5C. The 5 is 1, 2, 4, and 8. So this is 4. This is 1 becomes 5, and C is 12. So this is 1, 2, 4, and 8. So 4 and 8 becomes C, which is 12. Yes, it will be made available with it. And this is basically 5C. So therefore, the 8-bit register for the given pair of digits are, this one is for 97 and this one is for 5C. Remember not to pronounce it as 97. This is not 97. Since this is in hex, this is 97. All right. Question 2. Describe what is meant by MAC address. So what is MAC address? Basically, every computer has got this MAC device, which enables that computer. Basically, this device enables this computer to communicate over the channel. Which channel? The internet channel, or maybe the networking channel, or whatever. So basically, this device enables every computer. A MAC, media access control address, is unique address. All right. Assigned to network interfaces for communications on the physical network segment. It is a 48-bit 6-byte hexadecimal number. If you see over here, it is 1 byte, 2 byte, 3 byte. This is one pair of it. Another 3 are there. All right. So let's take a higher version. This is 1B. This was question 1A, and now we have got question 1B. All right. So this is basically a MAC, media access control address, is a unique identifier assigned to network interfaces for communications on physical network segment. It is a 48-bit 6-byte hexadecimal number, typically represented as 6 pairs of characters separated by colons. The MAC address is used for various network technologies such as Ethernet, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth to identify devices on a local area network. MAC addresses are assigned by manufacturers of the network interface controller card and are stored in the hardware, specifically in NIC, read-only memory. NIC, what is NIC? Network interfacing card. So this media access card is also called network interfaces card, not network interface card. The first half, 24 bits of the MAC address represents organizational unique identifier, which identifies the manufacturer, while the rest 24 is the serial number assigned to the specific device by the manufacturer. MAC addresses are crucial for ensuring proper functioning and management of the data traffic on the network. They enable devices to send and receive data on the network by acting as source and destination addresses in data frames. What is data frames? Data frames are basically the data packets over a local area network. All right. In contrast to IP address, which operates at the network layer, and can change as device moves from one network to another. MAC addresses are tied up to the hardware and are generally static. They never get changed. So from marking schemes point of view, they have this part. So let me copy this down. So this is MS. All right. So what MS says that any of these four would do. All right. So it says that used to identify a device. It is a unique address. It is a static address, as we have seen over here. I have explained. It is set by the manufacturer, that I explained over here as well. The first part is manufacturing ID, identifies the manufacturer. The second part is serial ID, which is basically the ID of the card under that manufacturer. So let's move on to the next part. So this was not basically that long, but I wanted you to revise it. So give two other uses of hexadecimal in computer science. So give two other uses of hexadecimal in computer science. So there are so many uses of hexadecimal in computer science. That might be colors, that might be error messages, that might be location in computer memory, that might be memory dump, IP addresses, ASCII codes in Unicode, assembly language, URL. So let's see. Basically, in computer science, hexadecimal base 16 is widely used due to its efficiency in representing large binary numbers in more compact way and human readable format. Apart from representing memory addresses and RGB color codes, two other common uses of hexadecimal might be encoding binary data in textual format, which is Unicode, and cryptography and hashing. In cryptography and security application, hexadecimal representation is used for displaying the output of the data, which is basically cryptographic hash key. These functions generate fixed length binary output hashes that are typically represented as hexadecimal strings. So this might be your color codes, error messages, URLs. There might be so many. So let's just, so 1C. So 1C, this is your MS. All right. And for a greater and different detail, which you are not basically required to pay much attention to, but just for the sake of curiosity, if you like to explore this further, I have put this all, but this is not necessary to understand. All you have to understand from exam point of view are these few points. Okay, so this is just for those who want to explore it further and want to check it in further technical terms. Okay, so next question. Another value is stored in binary form. A logical shift two places is performed on the binary value. Complete the binary register should show the contents. All right. And then state one effect of this logical shift has on the binary value. So you see, when you shift bits in the computer, basically, if you shift bits over the left, they get doubled. As we know that the worth of the bit when we move from right to left becomes double. So as soon as we move the whole byte from right to left, it basically converts this into its double number. But that doubling might go until the capacity of the byte is there. For example, in one byte, you can have as much as 255, the worth. Okay. So if you are moving your bits left and their double gets more than 255, in that case, you would have trouble. All right. So after performing the logical shift of the two places on the binary value, register will contain what? Hold on. So this is basically 1D. 1D. So what will register contain? We are actually moving it from, this is basically 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0. So it will contain this 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0. After performing a logical shift of two places on the binary value, this 0 will get dropped, this 1 will get dropped. All right. Then this 0 will be the first one, then 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, and then 0, 0. So 0, 1, 0, 0. These two will get dropped. 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, and then two zeros. Okay. So a logical shift 2 places is performed, complete the binary register. All right. So this would be done. State one effect of this logical shift on the binary value. The logical shift of 2 places on the binary value has shifted all the bits in the binary value 2 places to the left, as you can see over here. All right, you can see over here. This is here, and this is basically your original number. All right. So when we move towards the left, we have got 2 spaces on the right becomes blank. So filling these 2 spaces, we use basically zeros. This effectively multiplies the binary number value by 2 raised by 2 raised to the power of the number of places shifted. In this case, by 2 raised to the power of 2, which is 4, so that the new value is 4 times the original value. But since we did not have enough number of bits, in that case, we will lose it. So basically what happened that these 2 bits, 0 and 1, got dropped and 2 new bits from the right are added in. So instead of this number becoming 2 to the power 4, it has actually got reduced. All right. So when we move towards the left, if there is 1 which is dropping from the left, means that we are losing the worth of the number. So effect would be that we are losing few bits. Okay. One effect of logical shift has on the binary number. The values become incorrect because of the leftmost bits are lost. This is 1D2. So this is 1D1 and 1D2 is basically the values become incorrect because the left 2 bits are lost. Negative denary numbers can also be represented. Negative denary numbers can also be represented as binary using 2's complement. Complete the binary register for the denary value minus 54. You must show all your working. All right. So this is 1E. So let's solve it. So to represent the negative denary minus 54 as binary using 2's bit, 2's complement bit, follow these steps. So let me write it down. 1E. Step 1 is to convert the positive denary number 54 to binary. Step 2 to basically invert all the binary digits, 0s to 1s and 1s to 0, and then add 1 to it. Second method is to start from the right side and to the first one. All right. Okay. So basically what we are going to do is we are going to follow these steps. Number 1, starting from the right. First we need to convert the positive 54 into binary. All right. So that will become what? That will become 110110. Okay. So this is your binary. Then starting from the right in binary to the first one, keep bits same and toggle the rest. All right. So what does that mean? From the right to the first one, we will keep it same and toggle the rest. So this will become 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. All right. So this will become 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. So this 0, 1 is basically same 0, 1. And then we have got 0, 1 again, 0, 1. So this is the original 0, 1, then reverse 0, 1, and then 0, 0. Okay, so basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this will be 1, 1 as well. Okay, so this is how it works. All right, in the 8 bits to complement, this will be this number. So this is original plus 54, and then we will be doing this. So this is basically how you are going to solve this. So 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. This is your answer. Now, next question. QA. A company has website that is stored on a web server. The website data is broken down into packets to be transmitted to a user. Describe the structure of a data packet. Okay, so describe the structure of a data packet. A data packet is basically a fundamental unit of information transmitted over a network. Data packets are used to carry and deliver data efficiently across the internet or the networks. The structure of the data packet typically consists of two elements, or maybe more than two: header, payload, and then tail. Okay, so basically header contains essential information about the packet, such as the source and the destination IPs, protocols, packet length, and other information. Headers may also include information about the sequence numbers, which help to reassemble the packets. Okay, then comes payload. The payload is the actual data being transmitted from the source to the destination. It may contain parts of file, website data, or any other information that the user is trying to access. The size of the payload may vary depending on the specific protocol, network configuration, or the type of the data being transmitted. So let's first see this is 2A. So 2A. A part. So this is your MS basically. All right, so this is your MS. And here we go, my version of it, just for those who want to basically explore it in much more detail. Okay, so this is MS. Okay, so it has a header that contains destination address, the packet number, origination address. It has payload, it has drill. So this much was good enough. If you like to revise, I'm going to put further data into it so you can actually revise it in greater detail. Okay, so in summary, a data packet has a structure that includes header with control information and addressing, payload containing the actual data, and a trailer for error checking process. This structure allows for efficient and reliable communication of data across the networks. Okay, so let's move on. Part B. The website hosts video that can stream the company, the company uploads new videos to the website. The videos are compressed before they are uploaded to the website. Tick one box to show which statement is a benefit of compressing the video. Data is encrypted, duration of the video will be reduced, less storage space on the web server is required, and D, which is bandwidth. More bandwidth is required when viewing the video. All right. So you can see that answer is not that difficult. Basically, multiple computers, this is basically part C. Less storage space on the web server is required. All right. B, duration of the video will be reduced. No, duration of the video will never be reduced, Mazahir. Duration will remain the same. Okay, duration will remain the same. So you don't have to actually think that way. Yes, just 6. Okay, duration will remain same with it. So the answer is C, less storage. Okay, now, so your 2B is basically, answer is C, less storage. Now part 2. So this was basically what? B1, and now we are going to B2. Give 2 give 2 methods of compression that could be used to compress the video. Okay, so so what we have is lossy and lossless. Okay, so we have got lossy and lossless. Lossy and lossless. Okay. So compressing the video size before uploading them to the website reduces their file size. which results in less storage space being required for the web server. So yeah, so this can basically requires less storage, and we can compress basically the data using lossy and lossless compressions. Okay, lossy and lossless compressions. So lossy compression, this method of compression removes some data from the original file to reduce its size. This often results in loss of quality, but it can lead to significant reduction in file size. And lossless compression, this method of compression preserves all original data, ensuring no loss of quality. The reduction in file size is generally not as significant as with lossy compression, but the original video quality is maintained. All right, so these are two. All you have to do, since there are just 2 marks for this particular question, you have to write lossy and lossless. But let's, for your revision, let me put something to it. Okay, so instead of these compressions, let's put MP3, include MP3, MP4, GIFs, etc. Okay, and similarly, for lossless, we have these are the professional ones. So we have RLE, run length encoding. Okay, so just for your understanding, all you have to put is this in your answer. Now, part 3. The company uses parallel half duplex data transmission to transmit the data for the new video to the web server. Explain why parallel half duplex data transmission is the most appropriate method. Okay, so basically, how many marks are allocated? 4 marks. So actually, parallel half duplex data transmission may not be the most better one, but since they have said that, so let's just discuss about it. Parallel would have fastest transmission of the large amount of data. So let me show you your marking scheme. So this is 3. So this is your marking scheme. Any 4 forms. Parallel would allow fastest transmission of the large amount of data. Data can be uploaded and downloaded, but this does not have to be at the same time. Data is not required to travel a long distance. Therefore, data skewing is not a problem. Is not, you know what skewing is? When bits are basically jumping between the wires. So that is skewing. All right. So this is what it is. Okay. Now, the company is concerned about distributed denial of service attack. Describe what is DDOS. Now, basically, a distributed denial of service attack is a malicious attempt to disrupt the normal functioning of a targeted server, network, or online service by overwhelming it with a flood of fake, illegitimate internet traffic. In DDoS attack, multiple compromised systems, often referred to as botnet, जितने भी वो होते हैं ना systems जिनके ऊपर वायरस लगता है और फिर वो अटैक करते हैं, they are called botnet, are used to generate massive volume of traffic directed towards the target. The primary goal of DDoS attack is to render the targeted system or service unavailable or inaccessible to its intended users. This can cause a downtime, loss of revenue for the company, and damage to the target's reputation. DDoS attacks are difficult to prevent and mitigate due to the distributed nature of the attack sources, making it challenging to identify and block the incoming traffic. But I have seen several attacks over big companies like Microsoft and Google. They take some time, but they get basically control of it. So it is curable, but it takes time. So this is basically C. All right. So I have written what I have written. Let's see what your marking scheme says. Your marking scheme says mostly the same. Okay. Multiple computers are used as bots designed to deny people access to the website. A large number, numerous requests are sent to a server all at the same time. The server is unable to respond. The server fails. All right. So I have basically. Now, yes, it is correct, Mason. Yes, you are right. JPEG can also be added. Okay. Now, Next part. Suggest one security device that can be used to prevent denial of service attack. All right. So yes, firewall is the one. Okay. Firewall is the one. And it is a good one. Yes. And so one security device that can be used to prevent denial of service attack is a firewall. A firewall can protect your network by filtering out malicious attacks. Okay, so firewall. There are types of firewalls. Okay, so web application firewall or just simply firewall. So one security device that can be used to prevent DDoS attacks is a firewall. A firewall can help protect your network by filtering out malicious traffic and blocking requests from known malicious IP address. It can also detect and mitigate DDoS attacks by analyzing traffic patterns and identifying unusual or suspicious activity, thereby minimizing the impact of an attack on your network and resources. Okay, so all you had to basically write is firewall, because there is just one mark. So whatever that I have written further was just for your understanding. Okay, now 3A, question 3 and part A. Okay, a web server has an IP, give 3. A web server has an IP, give 3 characteristics of IP addresses. So there might be several, consist of values between the part of it is different, containing 0 to 255. Values are separated by full stops. It is a unique address. It can be, let's first copy your marking scheme. Then I'll put my version to it. So your MS says it consists of values between 0 to 255 or 0 to FFF. Values are separated by full stops. It is a unique address, or it can be static or dynamic. It can be public or private. All right. So let's see my version of it. Uniqueness. Each IP address is unique within its network scope, which means that no two devices with the same network within the same network should have the same IP address. This ensures that the data packets are accurately routed between devices on a network. Format. IP addresses are represented. You see, everything is there. It's just the explanation. In 2 formats, IP version 4 and 6. IP version 4 consists of 4 sets of numbers separated by periods or dots, while IP6 consists of 8 sets of 4 hexadecimal characters separated by colons like this. Public versus private. This is also there. Huh? Okay, so this is all the same. IP address can be categorized as public-private. Public IP addresses are globally unique and can be accessed over the internet, while the private IP addresses are reserved for the use within the networks, such as office or home, and can be directly accessed from the internet. Cannot be, sorry. Private IP addresses fall within the specific range defined by the, you don't need that. You don't need that. Okay. So next part, identify the network component that uses IP address. Yes, it is router. Okay. It is router basically. And all you have to put is just router. Okay. And let me explain that. So the network component that uses IP addresses, that uses the IP addresses to send data only to its correct destination is router. Routers are responsible for forwarding data packets between different networks and ensuring that they reach the appropriate destination based on their IP addresses. They do this by examining the destination IP address of each data packet and using routing tables to determine the best path for the packets to travel across the network. So this is just your revision. All you have to put is this. Now, the website has a uniform resource locator. An example is this. Complete the table to identify this part. So this is basically protocol. This is basically domain. This is basically the resource. Okay. But there, get the idea? So this is domain. This is protocol. This is domain. This is your resource. Okay. So this is part B. All right. UL section names, scheme or protocol. Basically, the word protocol is more important, domain name and the path. Okay. So now, next part. A computer has one human architecture, circle 3 components that are part of the central processing unit, CPU in this computer. Okay. So what are those 3? All right. Accumulator, memory address register, accumulator, memory address register, and program counter. These are the part. So this is outside processor, this is outside processor, this is outside processor, this is outside processor. So 4A is basically you have to basically remember question 4, part A is these 3. Okay. Accumulator, memory address register, and program counter. RAM is not part. No, basically you see circle 3 components are part of the CPU basically inside CPU. RAM is also the part of it, but it is not inside the CPU. So basically they wanted your answer for the parts inside it. Okay, describe the purpose of control unit. So this is 2 marks question. We don't have to actually have very long answer of it. All right, so basically it sends control signals that manage the transfer of the data. So let's first see your marking scheme. This is part B. So this is your marking scheme. Okay, I'll explain it. It sends control signals that manage the transfer of the data and instruction within the CPU. It decodes an instruction using an instruction set. And your question says that describe the purpose of control unit. So these are basically a few points that they wanted you to write. So let's just have a quick review of control unit. Hold on. The control unit is a critical component within computer central processing unit. Its primary purpose is to coordinate and manage the execution of instructions and data flow within the computer system. It does this by interpreting instructions fetched from the memory, generating control signals, and directing the operations of the components like the arithmetic logic unit, registers, and memory. Okay. Let me type it for you. The control unit ensures the smooth functioning of the CPU by performing several tasks like instruction fetching, instruction decoding, control signal generation, execution control, register and memory management. Okay, so in summary, the control unit plays a crucial role in ensuring the efficient operation of the computer by coordinating the execution of instruction and managing the data flow within the system. Okay, so let me put it for you. Okay, so go through this. This would be your understanding of the topic. As we have always discussed that we will revise the topic with the question. So this is basically. All right. Yes, Mazahir. Correct, correct. Next question. The computer has a single core. State one purpose of the core in CPU. Okay. So basically, the cores are basically processing the instruction to carry out the fetch, decode, execute cycle. One purpose of the core in CPU is to execute instruction and perform calculations. All right, so let me put it for you. Part C, 1. One purpose of the core in the CPU is to execute instruction and perform calculations for the computer system. The core is an independent process unit within the CPU that can fetch, decode, and execute instruction as well as perform arithmetic and logical operation. This allows computer to carry out tasks and run programs efficiently. And yes, you can use all of the resources at hand, but not so many. just solve few of the papers. That would definitely be helping. The computer is upgraded to dual core CPU. Explain how the upgrade can affect the performance of the computer. Okay. Mason, it increases the processing power and helps computers smoother multitasking. Yes, definitely, you're right. So your marking scheme says that it can now process 2 instructions simultaneously. Okay, mind that, increasing the performance. All right, so 2 instructions simultaneously is called parallel processing, and doing more than one task is also called multitasking. And then, yes, it improves the utilization of resources. Also, you see, there are other things as well, reduce heat and power consumption. It is important to note that the performance improvement from upgrading to dual core CPU depends on the nature of the task being performed and the ability of the software to take advantage of multiple cores. Not every program can take. So let's first copy what your marking scheme says, and then I'll put my version to it. So this is for C2. So your MS says this. Okay, and my version is, hold on. Okay, whatever that I talked about, it is here. You can go through it: parallel processing, multitasking, improve resource utilization, reduce heat and power consumption. Okay, so, but you need to understand that not every software can take advantage of multiple cores. This is not possible for every software. For those softwares which take advantage of multiple cores, basically require their development in that way. Okay. So this is your part D. So what part D says? The computer has a bootstrap. You remember what is bootstrap? It is a program inside the ROM that helps computer to boot up. Okay, so the computer has a bootstrap. Tick one box to show the part of the computer which bootstraps uses as an example. Bootstrap is an example. Okay, so this is basically called firmware. Huh? This is basically called firmware. So this part D is firmware. Firmware are those softwares which are inside the chips, particularly your microprocessors. All right, so rest questions we will be doing in next class tomorrow. All right, I'll be sharing the video and the answer that I have created soon. And then from question 5 onwards, we will be studying tomorrow.